T minus 9 minutes. T minus 8 minutes. T minus 7 minutes. T minus 6 minutes. T minus 5 minutes. T minus 4 minutes.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing tonight? I know the countdown was cutting on, but I got to go run upstairs. My daughter told me her TV's not working so they can do their sleep music. So I'm going to go on and start off the show, going on playing the video. We are doing call-in, so that means we are calling in early, okay? We are calling in early tonight. Cause I had a few minutes before the show actually got started. So what I got to do is I got to run upstairs, take care of what I got to take care of with my daughter, and find out what's going on. So I'm going to play from today's hearing this jackwad, cause he was downright disgusting. Yeah, I gonna play Tim Kaine. So I'm gonna play this jackwad Tim Kaine, and like I said, get all you get, cause you're gonna be able to call in. I'm gonna be talking about a lot of different things. That's what I'm mostly gonna be concentrated on tonight. This right here. We may talk about the fire, but when you call in, remember. It's my shit tonight. There is no, well, Jamal, I got to talk about this. Not tonight, you ain't. Tonight, Jamal got to have his show. So that means you talk about what I want to talk. Oh, well, you know the story. Holla back. Yeah, I got to run upstairs real quick. All right, y'all. I'll see you. Yeah, this is about 7 minutes. So let me run upstairs and take care of this, and I'll see you guys in a bit.
Thank you, Mr. Hegseth. I'm looking forward to this opportunity to talk. I want to return to the incident that you referenced a minute ago that occurred in Monterey, California in October 2017. At that time, you were still married to your second wife, correct?
I believe so.
And you had just fathered a child by a woman who would later become your third wife, correct?
Senator, I was falsely charged, fully investigated, and completely cleared.
So you think you were completely cleared because you committed no crime. That's your definition of cleared? You had just fathered a child 2 months before by a woman that was not your wife. I am shocked that you would stand here and say you're completely cleared. Can you so casually cheat on a second wife and cheat on the mother of a child that had been born 2 months before, and you tell us you are completely cleared?
Senator,
how is that a complete clear?
Senator, her child's name is Gwendolyn Hope Hegseth, and she's a child of God, and she's 7 years old.
And she was, and you cheated on the mother of that child less than 2 months after that daughter was born, didn't you?
Those were false charges.
Well,
it was fully investigated, and I was completely cleared. And I am so grateful for the marriage I have to this amazing woman behind me.
You've admitted that you had sex at that hotel in October 2017. You said it was consensual, isn't that correct?
Anything?
You've admitted that it was consensual, and you were still married, and you just had a child by another woman.
Again,
how do you explain your judgment?
Completely false charges against me.
You
fully investigated, and I was completely cleared.
You have admitted that you had sex while you were married to wife 2 after you just had fathered a child by wife 3. You've admitted that. Now, if it had been a sexual assault, that would be disqualifying to be Secretary of Defense, wouldn't it?
It was a false claim then and a false claim now.
If it had been a sexual assault, that would be disqualifying to be Secretary of Defense, wouldn't it?
That was a false claim.
So
You're talking about a hypothetical.
So you can't tell me whether someone who has committed a sexual assault is disqualified from being Secretary of Defense?
Senator, I know in my instance, and I'm talking about my instance only, it was a false claim.
But you acknowledge,
and it was fully investigated.
That you cheated on your wife and that you cheated on the woman by whom you had just fathered a child. You have admitted that.
I will allow your words to speak for themselves.
You're not retracting that today. That's good. I assume that in each of your weddings, you've pledged to be faithful to your wife. You've taken an oath to do that, haven't you?
Senator, as I've acknowledged to everyone in this committee, I'm not a perfect person, not claiming to be.
But no, I just asked a simple question. You've taken an oath like you would take an oath to be Secretary of Defense in all of your weddings to be faithful to your wife. Is that correct?
I have failed in things in my life, and thankfully I'm redeemed by my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
In finalizing divorces from your first and second wives, were there non-disclosure agreements in connection with those divorces?
Senator, not that I'm aware of.
If there were, would you agree to release those first and second wives from any confidentiality agreement?
Senator, it's not something I'm aware of.
But if there were, you would agree to release them from a confidentiality agreement?
Senator, that's not my responsibility.
Did you ever engage in any acts of physical violence against any of your wives?
Senator, absolutely not.
But you would agree with me that if someone had committed physical violence against a spouse, that would be disqualifying to serve as Secretary of Defense, correct?
Senator, absolutely not have I ever done that.
You would agree that that would be a disqualifying offense, would you not?
Senator, you're talking about a hypothetical.
I don't think it's a hypothetical. Violence against spouses occurs every day. And if you as a leader are not capable of saying that physical violence against a spouse should be a disqualifying fact for being secretary of the most powerful nation in the world, you're demonstrating an astonishing lack of judgment. The incident in Monterey led to a criminal charge, a criminal investigation, a private settlement, and a cash payment to the woman who filed the complaint. And there was also a non-disclosure agreement, correct?
It was a confidential settlement agreement off of a nuisance lawsuit.
Right. During an interview, you claimed that you settled the matter because you were worried that if it became public, it might hurt your career. Do you maintain that you were blackmailed?
Senator, I maintain that false claims were made against me. And ultimately,
your attorney
those
used
false
the
claims,
phrase,
I have the opportunity to attest my innocence in those false claims.
But you didn't reveal any of this to President Trump or the transition team as they were considering you to be nominated for Secretary of Defense. You didn't reveal the action. You didn't reveal the criminal complaint. You didn't reveal the criminal investigation. You didn't reveal the settlement. You didn't reveal the cash payment. Why didn't you inform the commander-in-chief and the transition team of this very relevant event?
Senator, I've appreciated every part of the process with the transition team. They have been open and honest with me. We've had great conversations between the two of us, and I appreciate the opportunity that President-elect Trump has given me.
You chose not to reveal this, right? Because you knew it would hurt your chances. So you chose not to reveal this really important thing to the commander-in-chief and the transition team because you were worried about your chances rather than trying to be candid with the future president of the United States. Are there any other important facts that you chose not to reveal to the president-elect and his team as they were considering you to be Secretary of Defense?
Senator, I sit here before you an open book, as everyone who's watched this process.
With multiple non-disclosure and confidentiality agreements tying the hands of many people who would like to comment to us. Much has been made of your workplace behavior as a leader of nonprofit veterans organizations and as a Fox News contributor. Were you fired from either of the leadership positions with the nonprofits?
I was the leader. I was the CEO of Concerned Veterans for America and the executive director of Vets for Freedom.
Were you fired from either of them?
And I was never fired from a veterans organization.
Do you have non-disclosure agreements with either of those organizations?
Not that I'm aware of, Senator.
Many of your work colleagues have said that you show up for work under the influence of alcohol or drunk. I know you've denied that, but you would agree with me, right, that if that was the case, that would be disqualifying for somebody to be Secretary of Defense.
Senator, those are all anonymous false claims, and the totality
they're not anonymous.
The letters on the record here.
They're not anonymous.
On the record, people
we've seen records with names
Vets
attached
for Freedom,
to them.
Concerned Vets for America, and Fox News attributing to me
one of your colleagues
working hard every day on behalf of
one of your
mission.
colleagues said that you got drunk at an event at a bar and chanted, "Kill all Muslims." Another colleague, not anonymous, we have this, said that you took coworkers to a strip club. You were drunk, you tried to dance with strippers, you had to be held off the stage, and one of your employees in that event filed a sexual harassment charge as a result of it. Now, I know you deny these things, but isn't that the kind of behavior that, if true, would be disqualifying for somebody to be Secretary of Defense?
Senator, anonymous false charges.
They're not anonymous. And I'll just conclude and say this to the chairman. You claim that this was all anonymous. We have seen records with names attached to all of these, including the name of your own mother. So don't make this into some anonymous press thing. We have seen multiple names of colleagues consistently throughout your career that have talked about your abusive actions,
Chairman,
attitudes,
I think he's
words,
over
and
his time.
statements
He's
to
way
women.
over his time.
I now yield.
I punched him in the face. I would have most definitely punched him in the face. I don't like the light it's giving off. Okay. All right, sure will. I would have punched him in the face. I would have threw something at him. See, the problem with Congress is they don't beat each other no more. The problem with Congress, nobody is sitting out there waiting for you to get out there and say, "Hey, I remember what you said to me about my confirmation hearing," and go upside his head. That's the problem. The problem is I'm above that type of fray. I ain't above that type of fray. Oh, boy, it's on and cracking. Yes, yes, sir. Now, I'm going to tell you, Tim Kaine is talking about Pete Hegseth and the problems he had, while Tim Kaine's own wife is sleeping with other men. Tim Kaine's wife is sleeping with other men. When my wife told me she wanted to open our marriage and take other lovers, she wasn't rejecting me. She was embracing herself. This is what Tim Kaine said in 2015 before he was picked to run with Hillary Clinton. Now you know why Hillary Clinton chose him, because probably Bill slept with his wife. If you wanted to know why Bill Clinton probably was chose to run with Hillary, well, looks like it's because he had conversations like this. Oh no, he's not a Jezebel. Nope, 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 nope. He is Jezebel's husband. The weak man. Remember, Jezebel went after weak men. Jezebel went after weak men. Jezebel went after weak men. When you are sitting up there trying to convince people that you strong and your wife is up there laid up, listening to H-Town with another man, somebody riding knocking the boots, something is wrong with you, guy. This man is sitting here and his wife, I just want to leave this here, y'all. I just want to leave this here. His wife is sitting up here singing Somebody Body Knocking the Boots by H-Town. He's sitting up there listening to R. Kelly, Give Me That Honey Love. His wife is listening to R. Kelly with another man talking about Give Me That Honey Love. His wife is on the line with other men in Midnight Love. How much you love them. So I'm sorry. I can't listen to someone like Tim Kaine tell me about someone, and this is your wife, Mr. Kaine. Mr. Kaine, I hate to tell you, but this is your wife. Your wife said this, Mr. Kaine. Mr. Kaine, this is your wife. Hold up, wrong video, wrong one. Wrong one. Wrong one. I get it. There I go. There I go. Take me up there in the corner. Got to shrink myself down a little bit. Got to shrink myself down a little bit because I want y'all to see me, but I want y'all to also see that. Mr. Kaine, you sitting up here saying that your wife is doing that. All right, I got Shane's message about Miss V. Long's mother-in-law. I did get that, Miss Frances Long. All right, got the prayer list ready. All right, I got the prayer list ready. Yep, I got the prayer list ready.